Imagine a world where gods walk among mortals, where the sun is guided by a deity traversing the skies in a golden bark, and where life and death are merely gateways to an eternal existence. Egyptian mythology is a true labyrinth of mysteries and enigmas, filled with stories that challenge human understanding and that, even today, invite us to reflect on the great dilemmas of life. But what if I told you that these stories, as ancient as time itself, contain powerful lessons that can transform the way you see the world? Why is it that the story of a god betrayed by his own brother resonates so strongly with our notion of justice? Or that the battle between a young god and a ruthless usurper still serves as a metaphor for the challenges we face in our own lives? Perhaps what Egyptian mythology is really trying to tell us is something much deeper than it appears at first glance. Something that can be applied in your daily life, changing your perspective on life, death, and everything in between. If you think this is all just a matter of faith or fantasy, prepare yourself for a surprise. In this exploration of the mysteries and enigmas of Egyptian mythology, you will not only discover fascinating stories, but also encounter knowledge that can provide answers to questions you didn't even know you had. And the best part, these lessons are so timeless that, when applied correctly, they can offer you valuable insights and quick changes in how you view life and its challenges. Ready to uncover these ancient secrets? In times immemorial, before Egypt rose from its golden sands, the entire universe was a vast ocean of chaos. Imagine a place where there was neither day nor night, only the immensity of primordial waters, waiting for the right moment to give birth to what we know as the world. From this dark ocean emerged a pyramidal mound, a symbol of stability amidst disorder. At the top of this mound, a simple lotus flower bloomed, and from it, Ra emerged, the god who would bring light and order to the chaos, illuminating for the first time what would become ancient Egypt. This moment, so simple and yet so grand, marks the beginning of everything. Ra's light not only dispelled the darkness, but also gave shape and meaning to the universe, creating the duality between light and darkness, the known and the unknown. It is interesting to think about how this image of a delicate flower carrying the power of a god resonates with the idea that often great changes arise from small beginnings. If we apply this to our lives, we can see that even the simplest actions can bring forth a light capable of transforming our world. And so, with Ra's light illuminating the world, the first contours of Egypt began to emerge. The civilization that would develop along the banks of the Nile was born under the watchful eye of this god, who guided the growth of crops and cities with the same light that he had brought into the world. This was just the first step of a long journey that would see the rise of gods and pharaohs, shaping the history of ancient Egypt in a way that still echoes in our myths and legends today. With Ra's light illuminating the newborn world, the first gods began to take form, establishing the pillars of existence. In his wisdom, Ra created Shu, the god of air, and Tefnut, the goddess of moisture. They were the breath of life and the vital essence that would initiate the cycle of creation. Shu and Tefnut, as agents of order, began to explore the vast world, and from their interactions emerged Geb, the solid earth beneath our feet, and Nut, the vast sky that stretches above our heads. This separation between sky and earth marked the beginning of a cosmic balance that endures to this day. When we think about the creation of these gods, we can see a powerful metaphor for how balance is essential in all things. Just as air and moisture work together to create life, we too must seek harmony in our daily actions. Imagine your own life as a balance between earth and sky. What do you do to maintain that equilibrium? It can be something as simple as balancing work and rest or seeking harmony in your personal relationships. It is this constant pursuit of balance that keeps the world in motion. As Geb and Nut played their fundamental roles, ancient Egypt began to take shape, with the first civilizations emerging under the protection of these primordial gods. Each sunrise and sunset in ancient Egypt was seen as a reflection of that original separation between sky and earth, an eternal dance between Geb and Nut that resonated in the daily practices and beliefs of the people. This cycle of creation and balance would lay the foundations for future dynasties and the continuous evolution of Egyptian mythology. With the world properly structured and the first gods in their places, Ra assumed his role as the first pharaoh, ruling both the heavens and the earth. Under his leadership, ancient Egypt flourished, and Ra brought with him not only the light of the sun, but also life in all its forms. He created the animals that would inhabit the Nile Valley, from the majestic lion, a symbol of strength and power, to the fearsome crocodile, guardian of the great river's waters. These creatures became emblems of power and divinity, woven into the cultural and religious fabric of Egypt. Ra also bestowed upon Egypt an invaluable gift, the Nile. This river, with its sacred waters, became the lifeblood of Egyptian civilization, around which cities, temples, and monuments arose. Each year, its floods brought fertile layers of soil that allowed agriculture to thrive, feeding the population and sustaining the empire. The Nile was not just a river, but a divine gift, a direct connection between heaven and earth, between Ra and his people. This connection reinforces the idea that natural resources, like the Nile, must be revered and protected, as they are the foundation upon which we build our lives. During Ra's reign, Egypt not only survived but prospered, establishing itself as one of the most advanced civilizations of the time. The banks of the Nile saw the rise of grand monuments, and the worship of the sun, personified in Ra, became central to Egyptian religion and culture. Ra's dominion over the land was the foundation for future rulers, and his light would continue to guide Egypt through the ages until new figures emerged in the pantheon, bringing with them their own stories and challenges. As time passed, Ra's reign gave way to a new era, where Osiris, the son of Geb and Nut, ascended as the ruler of Egypt. Osiris brought with him an era of prosperity and justice, being worshipped as the god who taught humans to cultivate the land, respect the laws, and live in harmony. Under his leadership, Egypt flourished even more, and the civilization reached new heights of greatness. However, this prosperity also awakened envy and greed in his brother Seth, the god of chaos and disorder, who longed for the throne that Osiris occupied. Seth's jealousy culminated in an act of betrayal that would change the fate of Egypt forever. At a banquet, Seth set a trap for Osiris, imprisoning him in a coffin and casting it into the waters of the Nile. This act of treachery not only removed Osiris from the throne, but also plunged Egypt into a period of uncertainty and conflict. However, the story of Osiris does not end with his death. On the contrary, it transforms into a tale of resurrection and redemption. With the help of his wife, Isis, and other gods, Osiris returns from death to assume his role as the ruler of the underworld, the god who judges the dead and grants eternal life to the righteous. This narrative of betrayal and redemption is a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always the possibility of rebirth and renewal. Just as Osiris found new life after death, we all can overcome challenges and be reborn from difficulties, stronger and wiser. The story of Osiris and Seth is more than a tale of gods. It is a lesson on the importance of justice, loyalty, and resilience, virtues that shaped not only ancient Egypt, but continue to guide us today. After Osiris's death, ancient Egypt was confronted with the complexities of the afterlife, and it was here that Anubis, the god of mummification and guardian of the necropolises, came into play. With the head of a jackal, Anubis took on the responsibility of guiding the souls of the dead on their path to the Duat, the Egyptian underworld. His task was solemn and crucial. He prepared bodies for the afterlife, preserving them through mummification, and guided souls on the perilous journey that awaited them. More than just a guide, Anubis was the protector of tombs and the defender of souls, ensuring that the dead received the respect and rituals necessary for a safe passage. At the heart of the judgment of souls, Anubis played a vital role. He was responsible for weighing the heart of the deceased against the feather of Maat, the goddess of truth and justice. This judgment was a decisive moment. If the heart was lighter than the feather, the soul was deemed pure and worthy of entering the eternal paradise, known as the Fields of Yeru. If, however, the heart was heavy with the weight of sins, the soul would be devoured by Ammit, a fearsome creature symbolizing total annihilation. Anubis's scales were thus not just a symbol of justice, but also a reminder that actions in life determined one's fate in eternity. The figure of Anubis invites us to reflect on our own mortality and the consequences of our actions. In everyday life, we can apply this idea by considering how our deeds impact not only the present but also the future. Just as the ancient Egyptians sought to live in accordance with Ma'at, we too can strive for justice, truth, and righteousness in our lives, knowing that, on some level, we will be held accountable for our choices. Anubis, with his somber yet just presence, continues to remind us that life and death are intrinsically linked and that every choice we make reverberates in eternity. With Osiris reigning in the underworld, earthly Egypt plunged into a new conflict between Horus, the son of Osiris and Isis, and Seth, the usurper of the throne. Horus, born to avenge his father's death and reclaim the throne that was rightfully his, grew up under the protection and teachings of his mother. He became a symbol of hope and justice, embodying the eternal struggle between good and evil, order and chaos. The battles between Horus and Seth were not just physical confrontations, but true spiritual wars, representing the conflict between the forces that shaped the universe. The battles between Horus and Seth lasted for years, with each side achieving temporary victories. Horus, with his unwavering determination, faced the chaotic forces of his uncle, who sought to maintain his control over Egypt. In each confrontation, Horus demonstrated the importance of perseverance and resilience, teaching that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable adversities, justice can prevail. This epic battle also reflects the dynamics of human life, where we all face our own Seths, obstacles and challenges that attempt to divert us from our goals. Finally, after many trials, Horus managed to defeat Seth and was proclaimed the rightful ruler of Egypt. His victory was not just a personal achievement, but a restoration of cosmic order, symbolizing that balance and justice triumph over chaos and destruction. Horus's ascension to the throne marked the beginning of a new era of peace and prosperity, reinforcing the idea that, with courage and determination, we can overcome even the most difficult challenges. The story of Horus and Seth continues to be an inspiration, reminding us that the fight for justice is a continuous battle, but one that is worth every effort. While Horus's reign consolidated order in Egypt, the god Thoth, known for his wisdom and exceptional skills in writing and magic, played a crucial role in maintaining universal balance. Thoth, with the head of an ibis and always accompanied by his rolls of papyrus, was the scribe of the gods, the guardian of knowledge, and the inventor of writing. His influence extended to all aspects of Egyptian life, from the creation of the calendar that regulated the Nile's floods to the laws that guided the actions of pharaohs and the people. Thoth's wisdom was not just theoretical, but deeply practical, reflected in every aspect of Egyptian society. One of Thoth's greatest legacies was the creation of the calendar, an essential tool for organizing time and seasons, allowing the Egyptians to predict the Nile's floods and organize their harvests. Thoth was also responsible for introducing hieroglyphic writing, which became the means by which the Egyptians recorded their history, culture, and beliefs. This invention not only preserved the past, but also shaped the future, ensuring that knowledge was passed down through generations. Thoth, therefore, represented continuity and stability, qualities that were vital for the harmonious functioning of the universe and society. The figure of Thoth teaches us about the power of knowledge and wisdom. In a world where information is increasingly accessible, the ability to interpret, organize, and apply that knowledge is what truly sets us apart. Like Thoth, we can strive to be not just consumers of information, but also guardians of wisdom, using what we learn to create a positive impact on our surroundings. Thoth's wisdom reminds us that, ultimately, it is what we do with knowledge that truly matters, and that this wisdom, when used correctly, can transform the world around us. Now that you have delved into the mysteries and enigmas of Egyptian mythology, it is time to reflect on everything you have learned. How can you apply these ancient lessons to your own life? Think about the battles Horus faced or the wisdom of Thoth. What challenges have you been facing that could be overcome with Horus's determination? And what kind of knowledge can you acquire and apply, just as Thoth did, to transform your world? Are you willing to embrace these lessons and allow them to guide your decisions from now on? What part of your life needs a bit of Osiris's justice or Anubis's protection? These are questions that only you can answer, but they can open doors to significant changes. After all, knowledge is power, but only if applied. And Egyptian mythology, with all its depth, offers a treasure of wisdom waiting to be explored. So don't stop here. Continue your journey of discovery and learning. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any content. Together, we can explore even more secrets of the past and learn to apply them in our lives. Who knows, the next video might be exactly what you need to take the next step on your journey.